Hello everyone. Well, sorry I've taken so long to make this video. However, there's been a bunch of stuff going on which I will talk about shortly. I finished treatment last week and they actually modified my chemo for my last round because my doctors didn't want me to be inpatient for my treatment. Since I live in New York City and, it's currently the epicenter of the coronavirus, they didn't want me to be here for it, like in the hospital for it. So I did my treatment as an outpatient, and that required a few alterations in my drug administration. But anyway, apart from that, I finished chemo a couple of days late because I got pneumonia between my 5th and 6th rounds. It was actually a surprise. I didn't have any symptoms of pneumonia. It was really early onset pneumonia. The reason why I had gone to the hospital that day was because I had a panic attack. In general, like, my treatment's been okay, but like quarantine and everything has had a tremendous impact on me. Like, I just feel like I'm trapped and I feel like there's nowhere for me to be where it's safe, like being outside is unsafe because I could catch this virus and I could die. Doing anything is unsafe. Like, even being with my family who go outside could potentially be unsafe, that kind of thing. So like, when you're alone at home, you have these thoughts playing in the back of your mind constantly. And so I got a panic attack. So I went to the hospital and they did a CT scan just to be safe. And it showed that I had early onset pneumonia, so they had to keep me and give me IV antibiotics. And then they gave me just a 5-day supply of antibiotics to take at home. And then I just finished that course. I did my 6th round of chemo, and lo and behold, the day after, I get another panic attack. So I go to the hospital again because this one, it was so bad. I thought it was actually a heart attack. I thought I was having a heart attack, so I made my mom call 911. Like, it was so bad, and I couldn't calm myself down. The only way for me to calm myself down was when I got into the paramedics car and they took me to the emergency room. That's when I calmed down. And they gave me a month's supply of Ativan just so I could, every time I feel something brewing like that, I can just take it and not have it become a whole episode pretty much. Like, I was considering seeing a therapist after my treatment initially. However, the way this whole situation has evolved with corona and everything, it's not that easy, considering the fact that, a lot of therapists are closing their offices, only doing telehealth and things like that. I mean, it's just all changed so rapidly. And at the beginning of my treatment, I kept thinking, oh, it's okay, I'll be done by the time it's springtime, and everything's gonna be blossoming and pretty and nice, and I'll have things to look forward to. And then one by one, all those things just got shattered, and it took a big toll, and I didn't even realize until I started getting more anxious and more jittery and panicky that this was actually a big problem for me. Also, like, I have like dumb thoughts in my head because one of the drugs I get is like toxic to the heart. So every time I get like the palpitations, I keep thinking I'm having a heart attack and dying because it has damaged my heart. Even though that's not true, every time I go to the hospital, they do like an EKG, they do an echo, and it all comes back normal and fine. So, like, I pretty much just put myself in these situations and then don't know how to get myself out of them. So yeah, that's mainly why I'd never made any update, because I had the pneumonia and then I just had this whole panic episode. But I'm under medication for that now. Hopefully it will just, after everything goes back to normal, or there's some sense of normalcy in my life, like, I can stop, because I don't want to be on any kind of medication like that. Like, there is a point, and situations like this are the reason why this medication exists. However, I feel like I would rather know how to, cope with it myself rather than have to rely on a pill to do it for me, What else? I have my PET scan in 5.5 weeks. They're gonna call me in about 4 weeks to schedule it, and I'm really nervous about that because when they did that CAT scan after when they found the pneumonia, my tumor had shrunk, and it hadn't left completely. Like, it just slightly shrunk from last time, which was the third round. And like, with my kind of cancer, it's not uncommon for you to have a mass left over. It's all fibrosis and scar tissue and whatever. And like, from the beginning, my tumor was half dead anyway. Like, it had like suffocated itself, so the inside was dead and the outside was, multiplying. So they're thinking that it's just an irregular mass of pretty much just my dead cells from back in December. But there's no way to know that until I do a PET scan. And pretty much my whole life is that PET scan now. And I keep thinking, like, will I need radiation? Will I need something else? Well, like, what will I do now? And obviously I'm hoping I don't need any radiation and that it's just all scar tissue and it's dead and I can just move on with my life, which is, like, my oncologist, she's so happy with everything. Like, she thinks that it's all gonna be great and whatever. Meanwhile, I'm like, I have an almost 5 centimeter mass in my chest still. Why are you like, but that those things, if it's scar tissue, it goes away over time. It just doesn't go away over a month. It goes away over, like, a long period of time. And if it's not active, it's dead, so it can't harm you in any way. So yeah, it's just thinking about that, and like, that pushes me back time-wise, and I don't know what's going on. I was supposed to be in Greece in the summer. Obviously, I don't know how that's gonna play out because coronavirus. I just had so much that I was planning for, and I feel like none of it is actually playing out, and none of it is actually going to happen, and like, it's just all so much, which is why I'm getting panic attacks, like, it's all too much. It's too much. And yeah, that is where I am right now. I'm just so eager to get this PET scan done, find out what's happening. I probably won't update until I do my PET scan, which is, I'm sorry, in like a month and a half almost. So yeah, if I find something interesting to do and worthwhile, I might share it here, but I don't know what to do because I can't go out, I can't do anything, and I just have to sit here and wait for the scan to determine the rest of my life. It's crazy. Like, and now because they wouldn't allow any visitation in the cancer center, I couldn't even have someone with me as I finished chemo, and it was literally the most disappointing end to my treatment, honestly. Like, the beginning of treatment was nice. I had people visiting me all the time, and then by the end it was just by myself. And like, the nurses kind of looked like they were done, like they had to be there, they wanted to help you, but like, at the rate this world is going right now, especially in New York, it's better to not be doing this, but at the same time you have no choice, because if you don't do this, people will die. Anyway, I hope you're all staying at home, flatten the curve wherever you are, and yeah, I will update you all as soon as I have updates. I'm sorry I didn't, record a after round 5 video, but I had the pneumonia, and yeah. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope isolation is not as bad for you as it is for me.